everybody, welcome back, and it is time for today's tutorial. And if you are still here, can I just say bless you, because it means you have not gotten sick of my face yet. But guys, today I have been really excited about this look. This is a look that I knew was gonna go in this tutorial or in this series. Now I created today's look with two Kat Von D palettes. I used the Chrysalis palette, and then I've used the New Alchemist palette in conjunction together, and I really am very happy with how the look turned out. On shades, there's something about cool tones that just seem edgier to me, and maybe it's just because my comfort zone is in those warm tones. I think a lot of people really enjoy warm tones, and cool tones are a little bit harder to pull off, so I think they seem a little bit edgier and more editorial to people. I'm not saying this is editorial at all, I'm just saying it's just out of my comfort zone with all of the cool tones, and definitely the blue lips. This is a look I wanted to include in this series from the beginning. I wanted to take kind of that idea of traditional pinup glam and really kind of give it a futuristic twist. I don't know, it was just kind of popped into my head. It was something I was feeling, I just had to get it out. So yeah, for me, pinup glam is all about the lips and the lashes and that kind of cat eye liner. And we created it just in a different way. We kind of created it with a modern twist with that cut crease. But yeah, this is just kind of my take on that. So I know this is a crazy look, but you know, it's the time of year to be bold and glamorous and just take some chances. You know, you don't have to see 2016 much longer, so if you mess up some makeup, you know, it's in the past. But yeah, but if you want to see how I got this look using the two Kat Von D palettes, these two right here, then stick around. All right guys, so I've just kind of used my concealer as a base today. I did take my NYX Wonder Pencil in Light and just carved out the brows just to give it a really nice clean base. But now we're just gonna go ahead and start with the eyeshadow. All right guys, so I'm just taking my BRC S03 and we're gonna go into the lightish matte shade in the palette, which is called Lucid. And I'm just going to use this to set everything from the lash line to the brow bone. All right, now I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush from Wet n Wild and we're gonna go into this mid-tone brown shade in the palette. I want the look to be overall cool, but I do want to have a little bit of warmth to it because it can get a little too cool. And this is the shade, what shade is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, Black Milk, I believe. So I'm just gonna take that and we're gonna start placing that in our transition. That's gonna help us blend out these deeper blues that we're gonna use as well. Guys, Peanut is not the most graceful kitty cat in the world, and he really just fell off my vanity. All right, so we've got that laid down. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with a BR250 brush or a Pro Blend Fluff brush from Coastal Scents, and we're gonna pick up the deepest shade in the palette, which is this really beautiful matte navy shade. It's called Hybrid Moments. So we're gonna take that Hybrid Moment shade and we're gonna start working that into the crease. And it's best to work up with this shade. We're gonna take that all the way in. I'm gonna go back in with that that fluffy brush and that mid-tone brown shade and just kind of tone it down. I'm gonna pick up a BRC S06 brush and we're gonna go back into that Lucid shade right there. And we're just gonna highlight underneath the brow bone. This is gonna help tone down and bring down any of the color that got too high. And then with no more product on it, I'm just gonna pick up that fluffy brush and blend it out again. All right guys, now that we've got that color down, we're gonna start cutting the crease, and I'm just gonna use my Master Conceal by Face Studio in Fair. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Not much, so just a little tiny bit. And just, I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild concealer brush and I'm gonna start creating the cut of the crease. So take your time with this, and we definitely want to not take it all the way down to the corner, so we're definitely gonna create that kind of wing shape right there, but just take your time and find the shape that works best for you. I got that concealer a little high, so I'm gonna go in with a Real Techniques accent brush, and I'm just gonna pick up that Hybrid Moments shade again, that deepest, darkest shade, and I'm gonna go in and just kind of reiterate the cut of the crease. And now I'm gonna pick up a BRC S020, and I'm gonna go into the new Kat Von D palette, the Alchemist palette, and we're gonna start off with Blue Sapphire, this shade right here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pat that right down over the concealer. And once we've got that color down, we're gonna go into the pink opal shade in the palette right here, just with that same brush. And we're just gonna layer it on top. We're also gonna bring that down right into the inner corner to really brighten it up. Now I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. blending brush and I'm gonna go back into that, 2, 3, black milk shade right here. And we're gonna start really blending out the crease all the way to the inner corner, just to make sure everything's really nice, soft, transitions smoothly. And I do want to reiterate and deepen up the cut of the crease. So again, I'm just gonna take that accent brush and go into that hybrid moment shade and really, really deepen it up. And then with no more product, I'm going to take that e.l.f. brush again and just blend it out. So that's going to deepen up the crease, but it's also going to bring out more of that navy tone in that shadow. All right, now for liner, I'm going to go with my Jordana Cat Eye. And we're doing a pretty moderate wing because I just really want this kind of structured cut. I think it looks really cool, especially for this look and the concept I was going for. You can definitely soften it up if you want, but I don't know, I'm kind of digging it. So we're just gonna do a little baby wing and let the layers of color kind of speak for themselves, I guess. All right guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tape very carefully. There you just have that really cool, clean edge. Okay, I got a little blurry down there, but that's okay because we're gonna blend in with some shadow anyway and do some crazy lashes. So yeah, for mascara, I'm just gonna do my Wet n Wild Mega Length on my upper and lower lashes. Probably hope if I did the right eye. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna take my BRC S01 brush and I'm gonna just pick up a little bit more of that hybrid moment shade and very, very lightly, I'm going to buff it into my lower lash line. So it's just kind of a continuation of the liner. It's gonna give us a more kind of exotic opened eye look if it focuses. Are you to focus? All right, let's go. Guys, I've gotta say it is weird learning how to film with a new camera, light setup, everything. So I really appreciate you guys bearing with me. All right guys, I'm just gonna take my Rimmel Scandalous in Nude and I'm just gonna line my waterline just to open up and brighten up the look. Generally for a pinup look, I wouldn't put anything on the lower lash line, but like I said, I wanted this to be more of like a futuristic interpretation. You know, I'm just having fun. You can do whatever you want, and that's just how I decided to do it today. All right guys, I'm gonna take that BRC S06 brush again and go into the shade Lucid one more time. And you guys know how I like to soften up underneath the lash line just to make sure it doesn't get too deep and dark. And we can see with the tape, the color got a little bit high, so I'm just gonna go in with that same shade and kind of do some erasing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara on my lower lash line. All right guys, for lashes today, I'm gonna use my Ice 104 Blacks. This is another great brand that I find a lot in beauty stores that I forgot to talk about in my lash tips and tricks video, that just makes a really fun styles of lashes with a really thin band, so they're a fun way for beginners to experiment. So I'm gonna pop those on and I'll be right back. All right guys, so that's pretty much the eye look done. Now you can definitely leave it like this, but I definitely wanted to make this more about the lashes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some individual lashes. These are just from Salon Perfect. I'm gonna take about 5 of them. How many did I put on this eye? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever you want to do, and just put them sporadically along my lower lash line. All right guys, so individual lashes can definitely be tricky at first, but once you get them, they're really simple and they're a great way to enhance your lash line and even play around and have fun on your lower lash line. So what I did is I picked it up to where it curves down. And so the way it sits in the tray is like how most lashes sit, where they're kind of flared up, which is how you would want to apply them. You'd want to kind of just take them and apply them like that to your upper lash line. But since we're doing the lower lash line, we want to invert them. So I just picked them up with my tweezers. Stop auto-focusing. And what I did is I just kind of created a little bubble on the side of my lash glue, and I'm just gonna dip it in there, just the tip, and it doesn't take very long to dry at all because we're dealing with a lot less glue. So once I've got that, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take it and pick a spot randomly along my lash line and just get it as close to the lash line as possible. Now, these can move around, so try not to blink. Of course, I'm blinking like crazy. And then you just dot them along, and that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just kind of trial and error to see what works best for you. So, guys, I've got to say, this has been so much fun, and I know we're kind of coming up on the last few days of the year, and you guys have been so patient with me and with me being sick and getting behind on tutorials, and you guys are always so supportive, and I just want to say thank you. I can never say thank you enough for, you know, how awesome you guys are, and, you know, it just makes it special coming here and makes me want to come and film, and because I know you guys are so awesome, and I love hearing that you guys are encouraged to try new things. I mean, if I encourage you guys to just sit and play and try some new things and have some more confidence in your makeup skills, then, you know, guys, obviously I'm not perfect. I mean, I've got wrinkles. I have got, you know, cakey foundation sometimes when my skin gets too dry. I mess up my liner. But if I can encourage you to play without fear of being imperfect, I mean, that's the whole point. I promise you, nobody in this world walks around looking like an Instagram picture. They just don't. And I'm not saying that they aren't amazingly beautiful, talented people out there, because there are, but you can't live your life through a filter. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of that too sometimes. You know, you want to put your best face forward, literally, especially with makeup. So, you know, sometimes I will edit a little bit my pictures, you know, because I want the makeup to actually come across and not my, you know, maybe the imperfections I'm having that day with my foundation or with my wing or whatever it might be. But we can't forget that, you know, makeup's about making us feel good in our own skin. It's like putting on your favorite pair of shoes. Or if you're a guy, it's about, you know, trimming your beard a certain way. It's just one more thing that empowers you without changing who you are. I'm gonna pop this last lash on, and then we're gonna zoom out and do the rest of the face. All right, guys, you know the drill. Today we're gonna contour with our BRCS 25, and it's either been this or the sculpting powder from MAC. So this is the NYX Cheek Contour, or what is it? Cheek Contour Duo in Double Date. I'm just gonna take this up around the forehead. Also gonna take this underneath my chin. My skin is so super dry. We're supposed to get snow next week. I'm so excited. Guys, for all of y'all living up north or in colder climates, I am 33 years old. I grew up in Texas. I didn't see real snowfall until I was 19 years old, and I still go out and roll around in it. Ain't no shame in my game. So I'm gonna just use that same brush, and we're gonna go into the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre Blush in Mai Tai Buy You a Drink. And, oh no, in Purple Haze. I'm lying, in Purple Haze. So we're going with that kind of these cooler tones. I think this is such a fun blush. So it's giving me just enough color, blending in with my contour to really kind of bring my face to life a little bit. So that's all I'm going for. Probably don't need to say it, but we're gonna go in and do this baby. All right, guys, and we are going into the Alchemist palette. This palette is so beautiful. This was such a like superfluous purchase for me. Like, I did not need this palette, but I saw it and I was like, oh, it's just so gorgeous. It was the collector in me, and the products are really nice, but it's just a beautiful palette. And I think we're gonna go into, we've got the blue and the pink already going on, right? And we're gonna do some purple, I think, on the lips. We're gonna use every color in this palette. So I think I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start off with the emerald green, and this is just a small tapered brush from e.l.f. That is very, very pretty. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the blue sapphire and mix it together. I'm gonna really focus on the tops of my cheeks, bring it back. And I'm gonna take that up above my brow and just kind of bring it around. I'm gonna bring this blue right down, the sapphire shade right down my nose. Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit extra today, and I'm just gonna take a little bit more of the pink opal and put that right here. That might be enough. What am I saying? It's never enough. I'm just gonna set everything with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. All right, guys, like I said, we are going for futuristic. We got the blue on the eyes. We've got the holographic everywhere. So we might as well do blue lips. So this is the Tattoo Junkie lip paint in the shade. What shade are you? It has a name. I'll put it in the description bar. This was from the DC collection, so it's got the Batgirl symbol on it. And I know it's got a name, I just can't remember what it is. And guys, just like all the other Tattoo Junkie lip paints, it comes with either a shimmer or glitter. This is a really pretty iridescent color that that the lip paint came with. So very appropriate for the look. So I'm gonna pop a little bit of that on the lip. And I'm gonna do that with a brush. All right, guys, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit of pink opal on my finger and just pop it right in the center. All right, everybody, so this is the finished look. Again, using just a few shades out of the Chrysalis palette and just using every single shade out of the Alchemist palette. Again, this was such a unnecessary purchase, but I'm really glad I got it. It's really pretty. It kind of just, I wasn't planning on getting it, and then it just kind of spoke to me. So yeah, I picked it up. All right, guys, I know this is a super crazy look. It's not gonna be for everybody, but again, New Year's is one of my favorite holidays. It's a great time to be bold because you are, you know, you are getting rid of an old year and taking on the new one. So you might as well do it by kicking in the door with some badass makeup. And besides, if you guys are like me, you're gonna be on your couch at home with your family, a couple of bottles of champagne and playing Cards Against Humanity. So why not just look completely, you know, appropriately done up for New Year's? That's my take on it. Why not have some fun? It's just another excuse to play with makeup. But guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, talking about makeup with me. Thank you for sticking in there with me, guys. I'm working so hard to get the rest of these tutorials out. I'm doing my best, but I want to make sure the quality is there. I don't just want to throw tutorials out to throw them out. But as always, guys, I'm so excited to share this look with you. Again, let me know what you think down below. I love hearing from you guys. But I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna stop talking. Love you. Bye.